Olá, pessoal. 24 de fevereiro de 2026, 8 horas e 40 minutos, horário de São Paulo, horário da Inglaterra, 4 horas adiante da gente. E a gente veio aqui para o nosso primeiro encontro do TBA em 2026, em que a gente vai poder conhecer um pouco mais, né, sobre os planos do Global Tech Advocates, né, o que está acontecendo pelo mundo afora. E vamos também falar um pouquinho sobre a evolução aqui do Tech Brasil Advocates. But as we have a very important guest, who's Russ Shaw, the leader from Global Tech Advocates, we of course will change the language to English. And to start our work, I will invite our co-lead, Sandra Sinico, to lead this meeting with us. Sandra.
Hi, everybody. Oi, todo mundo, tudo bem com vocês? Muito bom estar com vocês aqui agora, começando os trabalhos de 2026. Hi, Russ. Very nice to meet you again. And I'll show my screen here. I share my screen because just a moment. We have a presentation to show. And just a moment. Just a moment. Be very careful here.
No problem.
I'm trying to focus on the screen here. Okay. So
Great.
can you see my presentation?
Yes, now it's working.
Yeah, just to before I'll move the microphone to Russ. Just would like to thank some sponsors of ours, the clubs, which is a platform that we are using for our network, which is amazing, and they are offering it for free to us. And also Raquel Caran, which is a law company that is providing services to us regarding our association and our organization inside the backyard. Okay, so let's move to Russ. And this is the first slide, Russ, right?
Yes,
And
that
please
looks
let me
great.
know when I need to move it, okay?
Sure. There's only three slides. So thank you for that introduction, Sandra. It's great to be with all of you on this call to update about the plans for the year ahead. I thought I would just start by showing you we launched a new map of global tech advocates because we've got added so many groups that I wanted to have a new visual look and feel. So obviously you can see that lovely green dot in Brazil. But you can also see many other dots around the world where we have similar GTA groups all across the six continents. A key part of my focus over the past 12 to 24 months has been to add new communities to our global network. And as you heard at the start when we were just chatting, I do travel an extensive amount to be with our leaders. So this is now on the Global Tech Advocates website. This is also on our Launchpad website, which I will explain a little bit more about. So a key priority for me this year is to make sure that all of these groups around the world are operating effectively. That like Tech Brazil advocates, you do a fabulous job. You have events, you have a WhatsApp group, you have meetups, you're talking about issues, and I want to make sure that all of our groups around the world are doing something similar. And then this next page really emphasizes the strategic themes that we have as a community. And every GTA group can choose one or two or all four of these themes to focus on. So, just to talk briefly about them, many of our groups are very much focused on talent, skills, and diversity. We have women in tech, Black women in tech, an education group, tech for disability groups, where we really try and focus on the people and the talent aspects of tech. The second area is around emerging and frontier technologies. And again, we have working groups focused on quantum, on AI, on semiconductors, on blockchain, where like-minded advocates come together to talk about issues and activities. And in fact, this evening here in London, our Global Tech Advocates Semiconductor Group is hosting an event. And then the third area is around international market access. And you heard me mention Launchpad. This is something that all of our groups have contributed to. So if you're a scaling business anywhere in the world and you're looking to expand your business to another market or destination, you can go onto the Launchpad aspect of our website and then find out all the information that you need for free about what you need to know before you expand to a specific market. So if you click on Launchpad and click on Brazil, you'll see photos of Henry and Sandra and information that they provided in terms of what you need to know about expanding your business to Brazil. So all 45 of our groups have contributed to that. And then the last aspect that we focus on is Tech for Net Zero and an initiative that we have called GTA Global Stars. So if you go onto the GTA website, you'll see the Tech for Net Zero resource hub and information about the importance of net zero and sustainability. But an initiative that we launched last year is a program called Global Stars. And this has been supported by the band Coldplay. We've had a relationship with Coldplay and their current tour for the past 3 years. Their entire tour, called Music of the Spheres, is all about sustainability and net zero. And then as their tour finished last year, we approached them to say we would like to keep the momentum going. And we introduced this program called Global Stars, which is about putting the spotlight or focusing on the next generation of young, green, net zero leaders all around the world. And I know Tech Brazil Advocates has nominated individuals for that. So if you click on, you'll see we have a first wave of global stars that we are featuring, and we're going to just ask people to continue to nominate global stars on a regular basis. So for us, this is about bringing together net zero sustainability and the entrepreneurs who are making it happen. And I also should mention we have a Tech London Advocates Eco working group, and I know that Linda Achan, who leads that group, is actually joining this call as we speak. So hopefully that gives you a sense of what we're focusing on across our community. And then if we can go to the next slide, please. We had a GTA leaders call at the end of January, and we wanted to take the leaders through what we want to focus on over the next 5 years. What are those themes that are shaping the technology landscape to the year 2030? And again, this hopefully will resonate with what I just spoke about. For us, it's about global tech connectivity and collaboration. And as I was mentioning at the start, a really strong part of what we want to do as a community is to connect you to other GTA and GTA groups. And Sandra, I know you were speaking about your event with Tech Ghana Advocates in March. That to me is an excellent example of how our community is coming together to learn from each other, to support each other, and to build those connections on the ground. The second is around skills, talent, and inclusive growth. Increasingly, I am hearing as I travel around the world the importance of building talent for the future, the importance of ensuring that people have the right skills, particularly AI skills, making sure that as AI really dominates the agenda, that we are focused on inclusive growth, that we're trying to bring as many people as possible into the science, innovation, and technology ecosystem. And then the third element, which links to that, is what we call responsible innovation in AI and deep tech. You know, we know that AI is dominating so many things. But as AI takes over and does so much, it will create a lot of disruption. People will lose their jobs. Um, Entrepreneurs will be able to ideate much more rapidly than they have in the past. So, how do we maintain and stay on top of that agenda and share that knowledge and learning across our community? In fact, I was just earlier today, I did an interview with Bloomberg Radio and Television, the global broadcasting company, to talk about the bans that are appearing on social media for those under age 16. Australia just launched a ban. Many European nations are considering a social media ban for those under the age of 16. So we talked about that, but then we talked about how that and the lack of regulation around social media has led to those government actions today. And I made the point that we're experiencing the same thing now with AI and other aspects of deep tech, that governments, regulatory bodies are struggling to keep up with the dramatic changes that we're seeing in AI. So we as a community need to work together to explain what we're seeing and some of the grassroots solutions that we see to address these concerns. So hopefully that gives you a sense and flavor of what we are thinking about as a community over the next 5 years. I mean, in another 2 years or 3 years, this could look different because so much is changing, but I just wanted to share that with you. So that's the end of my slides, and I'm happy to talk further about um, what's on your mind, and hopefully what I shared with you resonates.
Yes, I would like Russ and Henry. I would like to hear if anyone in the audience has questions to Russ, taking advantage of the fact that you are here with us, and if there are any doubts regarding your presentation. Henry?
Yes. Yes, I will start with the queue. Russ, great. Unfortunately, I was not at the leaders' meeting. I just watched to it. But I wanted to ask a question. You commented that we have many verticals at Global Tech Advocates. And one of the points I know that we must improve here in Brazil is the connection with the real verticals that Global Tech advocates. So and I know that GTA is very open, so no need for anyone to wait for our action. If they know how to go there, enter our website, connect to the global community directly. So I just want to know, maybe if you can tell us and our colleagues that from TBA, how can we get connected with the working groups, for example, Black Women in Tech. And we know that it's very active, but how we from Brazil can get connected to it? Is there a general portal for that or
Yes.
how it work?
Yes. So if you go onto the Global Tech Advocates website, you'll see a tab and a drop-down menu that you've got the community map, and beneath it, there's, I believe, 9 or 10 GTA working groups. And if you click them on, you will see and meet the leaders of those groups. So in this instance, Flavila Fongang leads the GTA Black Women in Tech group. So all you need to do is reach out to her and say, we'd like to learn more about GTA Black Women in Tech. Maybe you want her to come and talk to Tech Brazil advocates about what she's doing with that group and that community. And that is true of all of the leaders of our various working groups. I've mentioned that Linda from the TLA Eco Group is on this call. If you wanted to do more with the Eco Group, she would happily follow up with you. So it's just a matter of literally sending an email. I do have to stress, like all of you, everybody in the community is a volunteer. Everybody has a day job, so they're busy doing other things. But the working groups understand and appreciate that they've taken on a leadership role, so that if you want to do something with them, they need to be responsive and available to you. But it should be as simple as that. Occasionally, people will come to me, and then I will direct them and connect them to the working group leaders, and sometimes that happens as well. We are working on a platform, and tomorrow there is a call with the leader of our Tech Boston Advocates Group, a gentleman called Jesse Witkowski, who is developing a potential platform that we can all use across GTA to better connect to each other. I have explored platforms over the years. They are expensive, and people tend to have preferences for their own platforms that they like to use. But I've encouraged Jesse to see if he can develop something, and he's using AI to build the platform, and he is building it very quickly because the AI tools are helping him to make it happen very quickly. So that's a long answer to your question, but you're very welcome to connect to all of our working groups.
Yes. So, Russ, just as comment, as we are the co-leads here in Brazil, I will take the duty of I will learn how to do it and we'll share with all the others. So I think it will be much easier.
Yes, and also for you and Sandra, you see that every month I send out a GTA leaders email to everybody. It's a very long
Mhm.
distribution. So anybody that you want to reach out to, if you can't connect via the website, you are connected to them via email through the GTA leaders email.
Excellent.
So are there any questions? Because I don't see the screen. So are there any questions to Russ from the audience? No?
At least at the chat, no.
No?
And Sandra, I would like to recommend we continue in English. The presentation, I know the slides are in Portuguese. I think that this can be useful for maybe Russ to show what's going on here in Brazil to the rest of the world. And as we have Russ here and Linda too, and later, Linda, if you can stay here, I really would like to learn from hear directly from Linda how the group is going on there. So will be a good opportunity too as well. But anyway, Sandra, I know that you planned the way we would conduct this meeting, but just thought that this would be a good opportunity to show Brazil, Tech Brazil, okay, to the rest of the world too.
May I ask a favor before I step back and you continue? Can I just get the screens? And if people don't mind, I'd like to do a couple of screenshots of everybody on the call,
Oh
because
yeah, of
I will
course.
do a LinkedIn post to our global community about the discussion today. So if you can take the slide off the screen, I'll quickly do a couple of screenshots. And if the rest of you don't mind being featured in my LinkedIn post, I will try and get that up
I
later.
Right
just
now, or you want us to send it after
Não,
the...
eu vou ask, pessoal, se todo mundo puder abrir as câmeras agora, a gente vai fazer umas fotos de tela aqui. E não escrever no chat agora também.
Ah, great. Okay,
Tá bom?
everyone, smile.
Just let me take out the the things here. Just a moment.
Ok.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Obrigado.
Okay.
Welcome.
Okay.
Okay,
So
and by the way, Russ, we have people from all over the country here. We have over 100 cities in Brazil. And okay, but Sandra
And
will.
actually, on that point, when I travel the world, I hold you up as an example of how you've built this community, not just from São Paulo or from Rio, but you have really built it across Brazil. And I've encouraged some of our other leaders to speak to you about how you have done that, because I think it's a fabulous example of the inclusivity that we want to see our groups have. So well done. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Great. So
so
now,
let's try to
achar a
find
tela.
out the screen.
Sorry,
I
Sandra.
cannot find it.
Normalmente a Sandra manda bem, né, pessoal? Hoje
Hoje tá
ainda bem que
difícil.
o planeta Terra bonito, Sandra, ali, entendeu? É que é. Ok,
And
now,
now,
ok, tá funcionando.
now we have it. Okay, now the mouse is not working. Just a moment here. Okay. So let's move on. And what we are going to share here are the challenges we are facing nowadays, but also the conquers we had along the last year. So we're planning this meeting is a meeting to act as a kickoff of our 2026 activities. So during the year 2025, we did connect a lot of leaders in innovation in Brazil among during the works we've done. And we worked a lot in educating and bringing information about public policies related to innovation here in Brazil and also elsewhere. What we didn't do very well was the mapping of all the ecosystem. This was a key element of our planning since the beginning, but we did not perform very well in this item due to several facts, which among them are it's a volunteer network. We need to have people engaged mapping their ecosystem and bringing up the information to us. And not everyone did it. So as a network that is growing and starting from, we have only 1 year and a half of activities. It was very difficult to get all people involved in this specific activity, which is very, very important due to the fact that in Brazil, we don't have a place where to find all the information regarding the major players, key players. I'm not talking about startups and companies, because this we can find it in Crunchbase and everywhere, but in other platforms. But the governmental institutions, the universities, the hubs that have open innovation, etc., that can by being brought together can give a real good overview of what is the strength of the Brazilian ecosystem power. So this is a key element to work on this year. So Henry, you have your hand.
Just a general comment, very important. Mapping information, getting information about ecosystem players is not that difficult. We could have done it with a task force, but it's very important to mention that we have over 100 cities spread all over Brazil, and more than information, what we really want to have here in Brazil, and we have many co-leaders here, is to have our co-leaders engaged in doing it. So that's why we have not evolved in number of institutions, organizations, but at the same time, I'm very optimistic that with the bigger engagement we are getting more and more, we will do it. And more than just information, a real network of connected people. As I think that the same thing Russ may think for the world, it's much more than information, is real people connected in a confidence network. Okay, so just comment, Sandra.
So as numbers, we do have 1,090 advocates nowadays engaged in our network. We have 14 local hubs that delivered all the points, the key elements that we asked them to do. So they have to deliver several things in order to be declared formal and official hubs, local hubs. And we're waiting for more 80 and so on hubs to deliver the information. We had 18 cities delivering the mapping. We did around more than 50 webinars and events with ourselves or with others and in partnership. And we also managed to take part in consultants in a consultancy the request for information done by the government in order to supply information about over the public request of information about science and technology. This is happening now. They are putting together, assembling all the answers that they got from the participants, and then they are going to build the formal policy for science and technology for the next 10 years. So we managed to take part on it with more than 200 participants. We did also a template to serve as a guidance for cities to implement the innovation policy in their cities. We've done this with a Brazilian startup association. We also did a lot of events and we talked and we managed to interchange idea with some members of GTA. And we did also meetings with universities and public institutions in order to talk about the role that tech advocates can have regarding the expansion and the evolution of innovation here in Brazil. So what we do have for this year planned is the Connectors program, a program to that we are going to launch I think in April or May, that wants to prepare people to be more and act like real connectors. So sometimes people don't know how to connect. They don't know how to strengthen the relationships with others and don't take advantage of it. So we're preparing a program called Connectors. And this is a small educational program that wants to give to all the tech advocates the skill to connect and to act as a connector in the market. So we are also building a list of specialists in innovation that can do presentations or act as educational beacons in the ecosystem. We're also starting to prepare the vertical groups of interest. So like you have, Russ and GTA, we are going to do research. And after this research, we're going to know which are the areas that interest more the network, and also double cross and double check with the needs of our country in order to establish the verticals that we need to form where we're going to form the groups. We're also having elections this year for governors and for president at the end of the year. So we're going to prepare a book or a notebook bringing together all the proposals of the candidates regarding innovation and technology. So we're going to spread the word about their policies, their proposals, and in order to make it visible and transparent to every voter. So this is our contribution to more transparent information in the country regarding specific innovation and technology. We are going to use every day more clubs as our platform of interaction in among the members of TBA. And clubs is proving to be a very interesting platform of connections and very easy going, easy to use. And this is being really an asset for TBA. And we want to increase the strategic partnerships among the country also. So as a guideline in the timeline, we have this activities planned for this year. So a work group, we are going to form and ask people to integrate in a group of work to produce this booklet with innovation and technology proposals by the candidates, a mapping of the specialists in innovation, which is already ongoing, the structure of verticals, the connectors program, the delivery of the booklet to the candidates and to the population. And we want to, by September of this year, to close the first phase of the mapping and to start structuring the data in a platform. So this is more or less the timeline. And then we have all the activities programmed for the year of 2026 here. We're going to share this information to all the members. And that's it. That's it by now. By now, it's that. So the microphone is open to everyone that has doubts, and to you, Russ, if you have any doubt or you want to talk about this.
Yes, Sandra, thanks. And just before we open to questions, I think that's as most of our activities are being concentrated at clubs, I think that it would be a good opportunity to show to many of the co-leads here already know and you are already using it, but it's good to maybe for you also to show to other people how we are interacting at TBA and also some of our actions, because Sandra placed some events, some big, I would say, initiatives there. But at the same time, on a daily basis, we have a lots of interactions. And I think it will be good to share and also to show you to Russ, to Linda, because maybe you are not probably aware of this. So I will share my second screen here. So Russ, Linda, this is our the club's platform. We have here.
It's not showing.
Oops, sorry. Just sharing now. Good. Now it's there. Okay, so here is our the club's platform homepage. If we come here to community, as you know, we have the communities in Brazil. We are each of the 27 states, we have an individual group. We started, I would say, some tentative verticals which will be replaced and probably very likely to be replaced and to be complemented by the global verticals from global tech advocates, and some actions from our community, which are led by, I would say, TBA here in Brazil. Just to, Sandra commented that we are mapping specialists in the innovation. So here you can find the form. It's very simple thing. It's a simple Google form. And the nice thing about this action and many of the other actions from the Tech Brazil advocates is uh, it's very likely that if we are collecting information, if we are mapping something, we are not keeping it only for Tech Brazil advocates. We are sharing with the whole country. So just to give an example, here we have just started this a form to get information from specialists, people um, who share information, are working in educational programs, and so on. And everyone who has access to this form, which is public, will also have access to the spreadsheet with the raw data from all and every single respondent here. And in order uh, to comply with the data protection rules, it's very clear since the very beginning that all the information here will be public. So there is no risk of leakage for this information because it's already public. And here we have some. Sandra commented about our participation in the National Strategy for Science, Technology, and Innovation. It was a concentrated, big effort. Over 200 people participated in it, and we prepared a document which was very simple. This is the strategy, and people just came here and added comments, and then we concentrated and all the comments in one single document to the Brazilian government. Simple actions can be effective. It has the spirit of the real advocacy. Let's work together in an open way. And generally speaking, it's an interesting thing because everyone here at clubs has its own profile. So here I am with the global tech advocates. I will come here. I can come with like myself, Henry. I will just show to you in my case. So here it's that one is from Tech Brazil Advocates. This is my personal profile. So it's very nice because everyone can come here and complete information about its own profile. Some people will want to share LinkedIn links, even cell phone numbers, additional information. We can do it here. And what's really nice in this platform is that if I type, for example, biodiversity, biodiversity here, I will be able to find uh, posts here about in which biodiversity or words related to biodiversity are present and also users. So now I can find, okay, Joaquim Manuel da Silva is a professor at Pará State. Oh, he's also interested in the team. So it's a very nice way for us to meet more people. Then we have Denis Nogueira from Mato Grosso is also here. Maria do Socorro, she's also here at this meeting from Amazon. And so this is a good way for us to interact with our community. I don't know how many of the members are already using all these resources, but it's very nice to that everyone start to use it more. Even for the events, we have
Harry,
sorry.
Harry, sorry, but we're going to finish the event in a short moment,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, good. Yes, I will interrupt here. I just wanted to, of course, you can go there and see. I just wanted to show to everyone and maybe to our colleagues outside Brazil, because they will probably not have the opportunity to have someone explain in English. That's why I took a little more time just to tell. And I think that this can be something interesting, even for foreigners who want to come to Brazil. Okay, so sorry,
Yes,
Sandra.
I would like to open for questions, and in order to, if someone has questions regarding our activity, vocês podem falar em português também, não tem problema. Se vocês tiverem alguma pergunta sobre nosso programa desse ano, ou sugestões, enfim, outra coisa que nós vamos fazer também, another thing that we're going to do is to have regional meetings. So the northeast part of Brazil, the southeast part of Brazil, we are going to start connecting the advocates by region. Since Brazil is so big, we need to understand the key elements and the strengths and also the needs of the communities in the region, so we can address a little bit better our work. So this connections will start next month. And in 2 months, we're going to cover all the country. And by doing this, we're going to understand a little bit more the differences between the regions, and also what we can offer and how can we help to improve the innovation ecosystem in each region. Denis, pode falar.
Olá, bom dia. É
Bom
muito
dia.
bom conhecer, né, um pouco mais do Global Tech Advocates. Eu fiquei pensando, enquanto ouvia o Shaw, que algumas iniciativas que estão acontecendo ao redor do mundo e também aqui no Brasil, elas têm um grande potencial de chegar, especialmente em regiões mais pobres, né? E aliviar a questão da pressão ambiental, né? Especialmente aí no contexto de conversão de áreas para produção agrícola, né? Ao longo do cinturão verde. E aqui no Brasil também, né, várias iniciativas têm começado a promover restauração. E uma das coisas que eu gostaria de avaliar é se tem dentro da rede internacional, inclusive, oportunidades de treinamento, intercâmbio tecnológico para projetos voltados para a sustentabilidade agrícola com tecnologia 4.0, 5.0, que é uma área que nós estamos, né, eu já conversei com o Henry em outro momento, nós estamos, né, o Joaquim também está aqui presente, parte dessa equipe, nós estamos pensando em desenvolver aqui em Mato Grosso, já com um projeto estruturado e buscando fomento, né? Vamos tentar agora um FINEP, mas já temos um aprovado, vamos tentar buscar outras fontes de financiamento. E aqui em Mato Grosso, sim, nossa equipe tem uma necessidade por acesso a conhecimento, a transferência tecnológica, a inovação.
Deixa eu...
Vamos avançar um pouquinho,
Não,
só por causa do tempo.
aproveitar só, fazer uma resposta bem rápida, Denis. Aproveitando que você é co-líder local do TBA, usa o nosso grupo de co-líderes. E quem não é co-líder do TBA e também quiser trazer qualquer questão, usa o nosso Clubs. Ali é o melhor canal. Então, qualquer um, anyone in our community can go there to Clubs, start a thread, and if the subject is of interest of the others, it will grow and we will direct people to there. Okay, so
Russ,
Denis, pode usar bastante o Clubs.
Russ, the question is addressed to you, and he's asking if we do have a group of focused on agriculture and management of natural resources in Global Tech Advocates.
We don't. We have groups that touch that. So we do have a Global Tech Advocates food tech group, for example, But in terms of specifically around agritech, we do not. And I would love at some point to set up a GTA agritech working group, which maybe Tech Brazil Advocates takes the lead on. But I also know that our India group, our Ghana group, our Nigeria group, some of our groups in Southeast Asia, I think would be really interested in that. So I think it's an opportunity where we don't have a working group. And again, for everybody's benefit, all of these groups happen organically. Somebody puts their hand up and says, I want to lead a group on this particular topic. So maybe this is something that Tech Brazil advocates can take the lead on.
Yes. Só te respondendo também, nós vamos ter um encontro com Gana, em março, e um dos temas é exatamente cooperação, internacional Brasil-Gana, nessa área de agricultura. Então, acho que vai ser muito interessante para você, tá? Então, esse é uma área que é onde a gente pode ter liderança, já que o Brasil é um grande produtor e um grande detentor de reservas, também, para manejo, etc. Vamos passar para o Dreif?
Bom dia,
Bom dia.
gratidão aí pela apresentação, Russ. Eu queria saber como é que a gente, enquanto comunidade global, a partir dos nossos focos da IA, dos ODS e das Deep Techs, que essa sinergia desses três pilares, se a gente pode se mobilizar ou há alguma previsão de contribuir com o debate da regulação da IA ou do uso tecnológico ético e responsável, né, por conta de que envolve aí uma série de questões de meio ambiente, de clima, e acho que por essa rede conseguiríamos contribuir bastante com esse debate, não?
Sim, mas a pergunta qual seria?
Se temos diretrizes para contribuição com a regulação da IA ou se isso é uma atividade para este ano, por exemplo.
Você diz aqui no Brasil ou você está falando da regulação internacional? Porque a internacional já
Em
é.
todos os o intercâmbio entre as regulações, né? Se a gente pode
Ok,
promover esse
ok. Tá.
entre as regulações e
É, porque
aprender.
tá. So Russ, he's asking if we have a group to discuss the AI regulation, worldwide, the cooperation between the regulations that are being worked along the countries. I know Europe has a regulation, a newborn regulation now, and we are now focusing to approve new regulation and discussing it here in Brazil also. So how can we improve the connection between the regulations?
It's a good question. We do have a GTA data and AI working group, and the two co-leads of that group, Svet and Rehan, are actually based in Dubai. They do a lot focusing on where AI is going. They probably haven't done much on the regulatory side of things, but I think to the point that Dref is making, it's a really important one. We've seen the European Union put through some significant rules and regulations around AI. The US is not doing much, if anything. The UK is looking at things and doesn't want to do what the EU is doing because it feels it's a one size fits all approach, and the UK wants to look at a regulatory regime, where there's one for financial services and one for manufacturing and one for e-commerce. China has obviously a very different approach to it. So we haven't really put together a group, but what we could do is through our GTA leaders is we could go out and organize an event where we could have people from our groups in the EU and in the US and the UK and Brazil and Southeast Asia and China and just have a conversation about what are they seeing? What is everybody seeing from a regulatory point of view? I don't know if you're aware, but this past week, there has been the AI Impact Summit in India. That's the fourth summit. The UK started it a couple of years ago. It's gone to Korea, France, India, I'm not sure where to next, but quite a few of our advocates are at that event. And for me, that Impact Summit is probably one of the activities where I see people coming together talking about AI regulations. And so I'm hoping that we will get debriefs after that. But that's the closest I've seen to a global approach to AI, unless somebody has seen something else. So, Sandra and Henry, maybe that's something that we pick up with the GTA leaders and organize something in the coming months where we get together and just have a conversation like this. Each country or region says this is what's going on in AI in their respective places as it relates to regulation.
Yes, very interesting. I'm leading also AI ethics in AI group in the Institution of Governance, Brazilian governments. So this will be really, really relevant to bring up the civil society point of view in on this matter. Fred Quintão.
Olá, bom dia a todos e todas. Hi, Russ. A ideia mesmo era conversar e falar sobre os ODS, né? E aproveitar e comentar que nós estamos aqui no Brasil hoje realizando a primeira Conferência Nacional dos Objetivos de Desenvolvimento Sustentável na ONU, que estamos mobilizando todo o Brasil e, consequentemente, todos os 1.090 advocates que tem aqui hoje. E falar isso e convidar o Russ que participe de alguma forma, a gente possa, de repente, levar isso para outros hubs do Global Tech Advocates, para outros países. Inicialmente, de repente, uma facilitaria para nós, com essa toda essa articulação aqui brasileira, a gente tem um pessoal em Moçambique, temos em Angola, país de língua portuguesa, né? Mas eu acredito que é um movimento bem legal. E aí era isso que eu gostaria de falar. E dar parabéns para todos, né? Para o Russ, Henry, Sandra, todos que estão aqui, a galera dá o sangue mesmo, e a gente vê cada dia mais o Tech Brasil Advocates ficando mais forte. Parabéns, gente.
Okay, Russ, he talked about the conference, ODS conference, and that is going to happen here in Brazil to discuss the ODS and SDOs, né? The Sustainable Development Objectives, and so invite you to be together with them on maybe try to explore the possibility to have someone from Global Tech Advocates to speak on this. I think Linda is here, and then maybe she could, and she is asking to speak. So, Linda, it's with you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Sandra, Henry, Russ. I've just recently taken over leadership of TLA Eco, thanks to Russ. So our focus is, I'm yet to speak to all the other group members, but our focus will be the intersection of sustainability, ESG, innovation, and technology. I wanted to address a point that someone asked at the beginning about natural resources. I think that's what it asked. And
Yes.
so I wanted to explain that by way of background, my expertise is value addition in natural resources. So in food systems, food waste reduction, farm to fork, product testing, and bringing things to market. In minerals, it's mine to market, reducing waste in minerals, and product development. And so it's my intention to bring all of that into TLA Eco because that fits the whole thought process behind it. In essence, it's really how you can do good and still be profitable. So profit and purpose, and by figuring out how we can develop product and process, maximizing the use of raw materials and reducing waste. Because oftentimes when we speak about sustainability and environmental social governance, it can be a bit vague and confusing. And it gets a backlash because people feel like, well, it sounds nice, but as a business, we need to make profit. We've got to make money. How is that possible? And so that's what I bring to the table to show that, yes, if you use most of your materials, you're going to reduce waste. You do good for the planet because less ends up in landfills and so on and so forth. So my intention is to bring that as well as having educational workshops around the subject matter and showing in real life what circular product design looks like, what design thinking looks like, just demystifying the whole thing because it can be complex and confusing. So breaking it down in a way that's easy for everyone else that's outside the ecosystem to understand. So new startups, students that are looking for the world of work, the finance director that has to sign off on projects and so on and so forth.
Great, Linda. We do have a lot of things to do together. Henry?
Hi, Sandra. I know that we are past 4 minutes after the meeting time. I know the Russ, very busy guy, must need to jump on one.
I'm
But
heading
just
to a Tech Nordic Advocates event right after this. They're launching a diversity venture fund.
okay, great. So we will be waiting for news in our newsletter. But just to thank Russ, Linda, and all the participants here, and just to remember that we have some next actions here. Tomorrow we will have a joint a meeting with the Mentores do Brasil, Brazilian mentors, with the AI applied to mentorship. And then a nice thing is that the Sustainable Development Objectives will be the theme for our next monthly meeting next month. So Fabio Tatsubo, Drey, Fabrício Atanasio, Fred Quintão, many people who are really involved in this will be the theme for our next meeting. And we have lots of leaders here, Russ, which have a kind of national span and even international span, who are here with us, and this is a very important event that we'll have next month. So that's it, Sandra. And
No,
now,
just to give a feedback to Linda. Linda, I'll put you in contact with several members of that are focused in the same path that you are following, and I hope it grows, this connections grows. Gente, quem estiver trabalhando com agricultura, com economia circular, com coisas relacionadas a evitar desperdícios, etc., conecta com a Linda, porque ela está trabalhando no desenvolvimento dessas discussões em torno desse tema com metodologia e com tecnologia, tá? Então, só isso, da minha parte, muito obrigada, e Henry, passo para você para finalizar.
bom, tá ok então, né? Bom, gente, obrigado mais uma vez a todos e todas, né? Thank you very much, Russ, Linda, e nos encontramos, né? Seguimos firmes aqui. Last year, Russ, in our first anniversary, we defined some objectives. Some of them we accomplished by far and large, some not.
Okay.
We still have 3 months to our next anniversary. And in 3 months, I hope, and I'm counting, we will get to 100% of our objectives. Here in this meeting was very important. We have leaders from all over Brazil. And it's amazing how this community is evolving. And with these digital platforms, with AI, with technology working in our favor, we are really getting a good momentum now. I hope we'll put the house in order to be able to help other countries too and other regions to give the first step. So count on Tech Brazil Advocates. E, pessoal, obrigado mais uma vez. Russ, I know that Sandra will have to go out too, but just a general comment. Pessoal, quem quiser ficar um pouco mais, aproveitar que a gente separou essa manhã para a gente conversar, a gente fica no nosso coffee break. We have a coffee break online, Russ. After the meetings, we have the coffee break, and we'll be talking at the coffee area. Okay, so thank you very much, Russ. Thank you, Linda. Obrigado,
Thank
Sandra.
you,
Obrigado,
Russ.
pessoal.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Lovely to
Bye,
see you.
Sandra.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you, Sandra.